What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here. There's something in my eye. I'm here today with a review from Greenleaf. This is season number 5, episode number 2, and it's titled The Second Day. You guys, this was a really good episode. So let's go ahead and just jump right into this episode review. Alright, you guys, this episode was so good. I didn't really know where I wanted to start, but let's just start up with Sofia, since it wasn't much with Sofia. So we see Sophia. She's at the house, and she's calling Dante, and she's leaving him a voicemail. And she wants to know how things went with Nikki, and if he's still attached to Nikki at this point. And she tells him to call her, or if he doesn't want to call her, don't call her. It was one of those kind of like those teenage voicemails when you want to talk to the person that you're dating, but you don't want to seem like, oh, I'm desperate, or oh, I don't want you to think that I'm just sitting over here pining away, twiddling my thumbs around for you. So I understood where Sophia was coming from with that one, but she does say call her back. Then she goes to talk to Zora, and she Zora asked her how is their guy, and I'll talk about AJ just a little bit. But she told Sophia, well, Sophia told Zora that AJ is good, but well, actually, she said he's not so good because Grace and Noah went to the hospital, but he didn't want to see them, and so she said, so where is Nikki at? And Zora said she's getting her cards ready. She said like tarot cards and stuff like that. She's like, yeah, she's really into that. So then those two have a little back and forth with each other because Zora asked Sophia if she's still talking to Dante. She says she doesn't know. She says, well, good, because Zora still feels the type of way about Sophia talking to him. And Sophia's like, give me a break. I lost my virginity a few days ago to a guy who I don't know if he's going back to his ex-girlfriend or not. She said, wait, you lost your virginity to him, to Dante, and you never did anything with what was that kid's name? Shit, I forgot what the little boy's name was that she was dating, and I said it last week in last week's review, but Roberto, that's his name. She's like, no. So that is how those two were able to make up with each other. And the reason that Sophia actually went into Zora's room is because Zora has this playlist that she wants to download so she can give it to AJ. And at first Zora was like, no. But then she said, go ahead, it's all good. But then Zora tells her she wants, for Sophia to make up with Nikki. That part I did not understand. I don't know why Sophia would need to make up with Nikki. Like, Dante and Nikki had broken up, so it's not like she really just took, Dante from her, but I mean, they're teenagers, so, I can only imagine what the mindset of those kids are. So then we do see Sophia, and Sophia went to Grace to give Grace the little iPod with the music on it so that she can give it to AJ. And she's like, well, AJ won't see us. She's like, and Sophia's like, well, do you think I should try to go? She's like, not today, baby. So then the devil in the tight dress comes in behind Sophia, and she comes in there trying to make things nice with Grace, and we'll talk about her a little later as well. So, Grace asks her, what is it? She hands her a paper. She says, what is this, Charity? And the devil in the tight dress says, it's a poem that I wrote to Eden. And so, Grace reads the poem, and actually the poem was really, really nice. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, she's trying, but I'm still not buying it. And, like, you did a lot of stuff, and we're going to talk about that later as well. So, once Grace finishes the poem, the devil in the tight dress says, I've lost a child too, so I know what it feels like. Grace says, I haven't lost a child. He's still here. What are you talking about, Charity? And she was like, I don't understand you, Charity. Like, how do you think that was a good thing? You were talking about, all you did was talk about yourself, how you feel. I just spit, my bad, y'all. She said, how you feel. So how does that help me? Again, my son is alive. Now, I'm sorry that, your little girl passed away, but my child is still alive, so what the hell? How the hell did you think that was helpful, Charity? How? So Charity grabs her paper, her poem, and walks out. She says, you and Mama deserve each other, and you and Phil deserve each other, or whatever misery is coming y'all's way. fuck? You know, you guys are trying to. I said I wasn't gonna try to cuss with these videos, but um, the devil in a tight dress and Clam are gonna piss me off, and we're gonna talk about Clam in a little bit too. Clam is chlamydia, aka Zora Mama, aka what the hell is her name? Carissa. So also we saw Sofia. So she called Dante, and Nikki answered the phone, and she said, "Is Dante around?" She says, "Nope, bye," and she hung up in her face. So then Zora comes into the room. She's like, "Did you send Dante a tit pic?" She was like, "That's none of your business if I did." She says, "It's the whole world's business," and she shows her the phone. So I'm assuming that, Nikki went through the phone, found a titty pic, and posted. That is, well, they're in Tennessee, so I don't know if that, revenge porn rules out there or not. But you got to be mindful of what you do these days. But let's move on. All right, you guys. So since we were just discussing the devil in the tight dress in that segment, we're going to continue with her. So the devil in the tight dress, she went over to the church. She went to her office. And when she walks in her office, she notices that, hey, my office is being redecorated. Who approved this and why? And Darlene says, it's Judy with two E's that's doing this. And then she says, what color is that? When she said those colors, I'm like, really? Plantation pink and Confederate gray. Why would you pick those colors? Why would you pick those names? Just say pink and gray. You can leave out the plantation and you can leave out the Confederate. That ain't cool. So then, she find, like I said, Darlene tells her that that's not longer her office because Pastor DeMar said so. So then Charity goes to Phil's office and she's ready to go off on Phil. And he was like, well, that's usually the office for the first lady and you're AP. So it is what it is. So then, Charity, well, the devil in a tight dress, she walks out of Phil's room, office, and goes to the bathroom and she starts to cry. And I was like, are you serious? After everything you've done, now you want to sit here and boo-hoo? Girl, miss me with all the bullshit. Like, for real, for real. So then we see the devil in a tight dress. She's talking to Phil once again, and she's talking about this gym and it not having a ramp. And he says, well, I talked to the contractor and we walked around the building, but I never really noticed if there was a ramp or not. He said, and he made me a promise that there would be one, but you know, that fell through. She's like, wonder how that. You see how that feels? He's like, what do you mean? To deal with you? I'm like, girl, shut up. So then Judy with two E's come in there, and she's asking, so what's going on? And the devil in the tight dress, like, you're talking to me? She's like, yeah, I'm not talking to this guy over here, this lug. He's not, he's not good for all that stuff. So she says, well, we need a ramp built by Sunday or else we have no service. And then Phil asked the devil in the tight dress, will she meet with the contractor? She says, yeah, I'll do that. So Judy also tells, Phil that they need to find a replacement for Corinne or else Darlene is going to have her my hide. And, as she's walking out, Charity decides that she wants to play a game of hardball with her. And she's like, the only reason why Phil is marrying you, Judy, with two E's, is because your daddy is making him do it. And Judy was like, oh, the devil in a tight dress. She gave her a Bible scripture, but she she paraphrased the scripture. Basically, she told the devil in a tight dress that, I'm basically ignoring the F out of you. Like, I hear your insult. I'm ignoring your insult. Move the F on. And I'm like, I think Judy with two E's just shut you the fuck down, Charity. How you feeling? Crunchy? A little crispy? Let's move on. Alright, you guys, so let's talk about Jacob and Clam real quick. So the episode opened, we saw Jacob, he was in Mac's storage. and he found this he and that was the weirdest thing. I'm like, I saw him going through Mac's stuff, but then he finished and he had this tackle box. And I'm like, so you're gonna go fishing? Fishing, Jacob. Fishing, for God's sakes. When Clam is trying to take you for everything that you got, she's running over you. So then we see Clam and Zora, they're folding clothes. Now Zora wonders, why are they folding clothes and not Marcel? And, Clam says, you got to ask Lady May about that. So then, Clam pulls out some lingerie, and she asks Zora, so please, for the love of God, tell me this is not true. She says, no, those are Nikki's. And she asks her, so how is Nikki? She says, Nikki is okay, but the fact that she calls Dante, he calls her, they call each other, crying, screaming, it's just a lot for me. So then Clam is talking to her about this whole situation with AJ. And, she says, I don't want you to feel like, you have to do what your cousin did. If you ever get to a point like that, that you can talk to me. Well, she said, and Zora's like, yeah, I can talk to the Lord, my good Lord. And she's like, don't play with the Lord like that. She said, you can talk to me. So then Jacob comes in with that tackle box that he had. And they ask him, Zora actually asked him, where had he been? He's like, you asked me where I've been? And then Clam says, so, when did you start up fishing? He says, I'm doing it so I can teach, he says, I'm doing it to teach Winky how to, fish. So Clam says, I text you, did you get my message? She says, yes. She says, well, our meeting is in an hour. And Zora's like, what kind of meeting? Are y'all back in therapy? And neither one of them answered her, so they basically ignored Zora. So then we do see Clam and Jacob. They're at her lawyer's office. And the lawyer asks Jacob, so how was the job search going? Because that's going to be the judge's first decree is that you find, gainful employment. And he says, really? And then, the lawyer also says that Clam wants primary custody of Jacob Jr. He says, primary custody, Carissa, for real? And the lawyer was like, well, with your history, that's a slam dunk. He's like, have your client told you about her history, aka chlamydia? That's all I'm gonna say. Chlamydia. Like on Sesame Street. Chlamydia. 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 That's all I gotta say. You got chlamydia. 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 So she slid over paperwork for Jacob to sign. And Jacob said that he wanted, at least shared custody of the son. God, she really has, for right now, she thinks she has Jacob. For right now. Because I feel like Jacob is going to get the upper hand over Clam. And she ain't going to be able to say shit. But we going to move on. So when Jacob and Clam got home, Zora asked him, so what's going on with you two? And she says, oh, let me guess. You're getting divorced. You're cheating again, talking about Jacob. And I'm like, oh, little girl. If only you knew the truth. And that's what Jacob said to Carissa, like, you're not going to sit here and have me on the hook for all of this. She says, oh, yes, I am. And he says, you know what, I'm going to go in here and tell Zora, I mean, you over there taking your slut meds. She says, your whole life is a slut med. He says, I'm going to go in here and tell Zora. She says, if you go in there and tell Zora anything, I will go down to the police station with that will, and they'll be arresting Bishop. I'm like, you dirty ass shiesty. You dirty piece of work. Like, that is your father-in-law. Bishop is, and the thing that bothers me with Clam is that Bishop has never done anything to you, but you so ready to sell Bishop out. Now, I would understand it if it was Lady May. Honestly, God, I would 100% get it from Clam if it was Lady May. Her and Lady May have a tumultuous history. Lady May slapped the hell out of her last season. So I would definitely understand it if she was coming at Lady May. But, baby, you coming at Bishop. Again, Bishop ain't done nothing to you. You dirty. Oh, help me, Jesus. All right, so then we close out with Jacob. So we see him and Winky. They are out at the lake, and they're fishing. So Jacob goes into the tackle box and he pulls out this envelope, and I'm like, oh crap, that's it. And when he opened it, it was the will. And don't want to talk about that now. There was a name on it. I didn't type down a name, you guys. I should have done that. But at the end of it, we did see Jacob, and he went to visit Cheap Dirty Blonde Skank, aka Tasha Skanks. And yeah, so he told her he needed to see Basie. She told him that Basie is dead. Do I believe that? Actually, yes, I do believe that. Because one Basie running from some boogies and stuff like that, so I can believe that. Let's move on. All right, y'all. So let's talk about Grace, Noah, and Darius. So the episode opened with Grace. We saw Grace and Sofia. They were at the hospital. So then a nurse or a doctor, she came out, and Grace was asking how was AJ, and she says he's fine. He's fine. He did lose a lot of blood, and we did give him a transfusion, and we were able to stitch him up. So then, we see that Darius, Grace, she told, actually, what it was Grace wanted to stay, and she was like, you might want to go home because, we have to keep him here for on a 72-hour hold, and then, we have to evaluate him and everything. So Grace was like, well, I'll say, and she was like, Miss Greenleaf, I think it's better that you just go home. So we see Grace, she's at home, and Darius calls her, and, she tells him about AJ, and he says, oh, I'm so sorry about that, Grace. He says, the reason that I was calling you is because I was trying to reach out to a pastor at Fairview H&H. He says, Cal, right? He says, yes. He says, but when I call him, he doesn't want to talk to me. So the reason that I was calling you is because I was going to ask if you wanted to drive out there with me so we could talk to him. And Grace says, you know what, I'll go, but at how I'm feeling right now, I don't want to drive, so I prefer if you drive. So we do see that Grace and Darius, they went to Cal's place. When they got there, Cal opened a door for them. He was reluctant at first, but he opened a door for them. And, they wanted to talk to him, but he said, Bob has told them not to talk to the press. So that got Grace and Darius kind of wondering, like, what what could H&H be up to that they don't want their people to talk to the press, which is a good question. So then Darius asked Grace to go to lunch, and she says, I'm supposed to meet Noah at the hospital about 1 o'clock, so we can, see AJ. And then, Darius asked, well, how is the situation with his wife? She said, well, she's not his wife anymore. And he says, so are you two back together, whatever? She says, no, we're not together. She says, actually, the last time that I actually talked to Noah, Noah was upset with me, so I don't really know where things stand right now between Noah and I. So then we do see Grace. So Grace goes back to the hospital, and Noah's already at the hospital. So when Grace came into the door, Noah's like, Grace, and he walked up to her and hugged her. And I was like, wow, that is a stark parallel, because the last time that Grace did talk to Noah, Noah was pissed off about not knowing that he had a son, which I understand that part. But then to go from that to this, a little interesting, I will say. So then, they're talking, and Grace asked him about Isabel. He says, well, Isabel and I are getting divorced. She said, and you're okay with that? He said, at first I wasn't, but then I thought about it. He said he was holding on to something that wasn't really there. So she asked him, so where are you staying at? He says, I'm staying at my mom's until I found a place here. And then Noah goes a little different for me. I'm like, because he's like, he wants to figure things out, basically. And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, this whole situation with me, you, and AJ, I want to figure that out. Like, whatever AJ needs from us. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. So, we see Grace and Noah, and they're leaving the hospital. Because the doctor came out and told them, she said that Noah was talking to the doctor at first. He said, you want to see his son? She said, he doesn't want to see you. And then Grace was like, well, I'll go back there. She says, no, he doesn't want to see either one of you. So they left. And then Noah is talking to Grace about, how to deal with this situation. He wants them to be a family. And Grace was like, a family, Noah? Like, she's like, I've been here for 3 years with my family, and I still don't even fit in with them, feel like I fit in with them. He's like, that's always been how you are. And she's like, take that back. He's like, fine, sorry. He was trying to explain to her what he meant, but she's like, no, we're not going to do that. So then we saw Grace. I don't know, I think she was at the house. She was at the house. So she got a call from Cal, and he was like, "You can't tell anybody this." He says, "I'm gonna tell you one thing." He said, "Edenville Lending, it's a company," and that was all he said, and he hung up. And let's just go ahead and talk about what happened at the end of the episode. So we see Grace that she went back to the hospital at the end of the episode, and that was pretty much where her story ended this week. So let's move on to Lady May. Alright, you guys, so my girl Lady May, she is still drinking that damn lemon water. So Bishop is like, May, are you going to eat? And she's like, not until my Lord sends my, talks to me. And, Bishop is like, but he already has with me. And, I said, when are we going to get married? And she was like, we're not going to get married while AJ's in the hospital. I'm like, well, I mean, ugh. Can't believe that AJ fucked that up. I wasn't trying to cuss, but I did. So then we see Grace comes in, and they ask how was AJ. Now this was at the beginning of the episode, so he was sedated at that time. And then Grace said she was going back later with Noah. So then Grace also gives Bishop the key to Mavis's club. Then the devil in the tight dress comes in, and she asks, "How is AJ?" Grace says he's fine. She says, he's fine? She says, yes, Charity. Fine. She said, that's it? Yes, Charity, that's it. Like, girl, take your dumb ass on somewhere. So then, once she, once Grace left, the devil in the tight dress was talking to Lady May and Bishop. And, Lady May said, Charity, you must remember, you gave away our church. You turned her son in. So, of course she's going to feel some type of way towards you. Like, what do you expect her to do? Just be like, oh, it was a mistake. Or, oh, she was just trying to be AP. I'll let that go. No. The hell out of here, Charity. So then the devil in a tight dress says to Lady May, but you invited me to the wedding. She's like, that's because your father, made me do it. She said, if I had it my way. She said, if I had it my way. She read Charity up, down, back, forth, like a good Bible. She said, if I had it my way, you would be sitting under a tree in a potter's field with a dunce's cap on in the cold swinging shadow of your favorite Bible hero. And she said, Naomi, she says, Judas! Judas! I'm like, yes, that is exactly what Charity is, Judas. The devil in a tight dress known as Judas. Whew, she works my nerves. She literally works a nerve. So then we do see Bishop and May. They go down to the club. Now, Bishop wants to, kind of, just redecorate, get the bar, get rid of the bar, and whatever they need to do to make the bar a church. Lady May, on the other hand, she wants to gut it. She wants everything gone. She wants everything out of that edifice that is, the club. Now, she is, however, nervous to start over, but Bishop is like, that's what Christians do, isn't it? So, when Lady May said for them to gut the club, Bishop was like, don't you think we need to talk to Mavis about this? You guys, I really wish we could see Mavis again. Oprah, what's up with Mavis? Like, why have we not saw Mavis? I want to see Mavis before this series ends. Even though I know we get the spinoff, I still want to see Mavis. So then we do see Bishop, and he called Mavis. And some lady answered the phone, but the music was so loud in the background. She did scream for Mavis, and she put Bishop on hold, but then Bishop eventually just hung up the phone. So then we also do see Bishop, and he goes to talk to May. He tells her that the contractor's coming tomorrow to give him an estimate. And she says, so you talked to Mavis? He says, no, I didn't talk to Mavis. And then he says, I want to set a date for the wedding. She says, James, did you forget? We've already talked about this, dear. He says, oh, yes, we did talk about it. Flag Day, June 18th. And she was like, yes, James, Flag Day. So then we see Lady May. She and Grace are outside of the house. Lady May had actually just came back from Faith's grave. And, she said that this has got her going to Faith's grave got her thinking about AJ. And, she thought about what she's missed out on and the fact that, Grace is blessed to have a second opportunity to get to know her child. And then Grace says, but he doesn't want to see me, Mama. And, Lady May consoles Grace, and then the devil in the tight dress comes up again. And she wants to know what she can do to make things right between Grace and Lady May. Girl, it ain't that easy. Like, I don't know who she thinks she is, or then she wants to whine about what her issues are with Phil and Judy. And Lady May once again read her like, girl, you don't know true problems. Your sister's son tried to kill himself. Your sister killed herself. Girl, shut up. So then, to close out the episode, you guys, we see Marisol, and she finds Lady May. Lady May was eating that pasta. Even though Marisol was like, Lady May, that pasta's old. She's like, don't you touch this pasta. You can cook me some new food, some fresh food. But the pasta, that's mine. And she said she got her sign from God, and, she needs her strength for the upcoming days ahead. I don't know what her sign was. But I know they're going to tell us, but I didn't. I think I know what her sign was. I think I know what her sign was. Because when she was talking to Bishop, she had this look on her face when she said to him that when she asked him, did he not remember the date that they had set for the wedding. I think that might have been her sign. I'm not quite sure. I'm not entirely positive, you guys. But that was Greenleaf. Enjoyed the episode. Be sure to like this video. Leave your comments. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Also, share this video. And until the next one, you guys do me a solid favor. Take care of yourselves. What do I say? Take care of yourselves. Shit, I forget my saying. I forget the ending of this video. That's sad. Be safe and take care of yourselves. That's what it is. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. And until the next one, you guys, I will see you guys later. Bye.